Hey, this is Aaron, the Metal Theologian. Just making a video for the hell of it. Don't really have any new stuff in, but it's just sort of like what I've been listening to lately. And that's about it. I've actually been playing fucking Dragon Warrior. Like, you know, in Charleston we had that hurricane evacuation a couple weeks ago, and I found a fucking copy of Dragon Warrior, the Nintendo game, when we were up in Greenville staying with friends briefly, and so I've been geeking out over that. So I've been listening to a lot of records while I'm doing that because, you know, I like 8-bit music as much as anybody, but I'm not going to sit there and listen to the same repeating Nintendo theme over and over for hours like a show, you know? So, right now we're listening to this record. I'll turn it up just a little bit. It's kind of a rocker from Finland by a band with the stupid name of Charlies and the unfortunate record title of Buttocks. Yeah, I don't know, man. Maybe it didn't quite translate from the Finnish or something like that, but, like, it's kind of a stupid name. But I don't think this is a bad record at all. Like, if you hear it, it's got kind of a little bit of a 60s vibe going on, but, like, it's definitely a rock record, you know? So, anyway, before I move on, I'm thirsty. And I'm kind of cheating because this isn't really a soda. It's a Bevanda Fresca Italiana. And this is, lemon cocoa. Is that in the shot? Can you see it?
Yeah, it is.
Alright, cool. And I actually thought this was a soda when I bought it, but I realized that I realized that it wasn't when I realized that it said on here, agitare prima dell'uso. Actually, it says shake well on the other side. So I kind of cheated a little bit. But it has real sugar in it, and it says inspired by the classic lemon and coconut drink stands found among the cobblestone streets of Rome. Lemon cocoa provides a refreshing pause from the hustle and bustle of daily life. Enjoy. And it has it in Italian, but I'm not going to read that much Italian for you. You notice, by the way, how many fucking words it takes to say that? Like, in English, you can just say shake well, right? But in Italian, you have to use 3 words. Actually, 4 words, because del doesn't really count. Or del uso is really 2 words. So, I don't know, man. I don't know what it is with Romance languages. French,
those Italians.
Huh?
Those Italians.
French is even worse, though, man. Like, in French, you're like, if someone says, hey, you hungry? And you say yes, that takes like 5 words to say yes. I mean, I'm exaggerating a little bit, but when I took French in school, I couldn't believe how many words it took to say anything in French. I mean, to negate a sentence, you need 2 words. I mean, I don't know, it's kind of bizarre. But it's fascinating, else I wouldn't have studied languages.
Think of all the French subscribers you just lost.
Yeah, if I lose any French subscribers because I cracked on their language, first of all, they're probably Parisians. But second of all, fuck them. If they don't have a sense of humor, they're not watching. Alright, look at that. Can you see that color in there?
Oh, whoa, that is weird.
Is that in the shot?
Pull it back a little bit so I can tilt the...
It's like, there we go. It's a really weird color, man. You
looks
see that?
like skim milk.
Yeah, it kind of looks like skim milk, or maybe like spit. There's a band called Spit, you know. Probably Lionel Richie knows them. They weren't bad. They weren't great, but they weren't bad. I used to have their record.
I trust your judgment, but at the same time, I'm not surprised that there was a band called Spit at one point in time.
This is really light. It's more lemony than coconutty. It's not very sweet. Do you want to taste of it?
Yeah.
But, it's refreshing, man. It really is, like it says. You know, it has real coconut cream in it, but it doesn't come off as like sort of like, yeah, you know, like gummy and shit like that. So, it's, yeah, hey, take a belt already. Give me that can back.
No, I'm reading this.
Alright, I'll go into the record. That one another sip. Anyway, it's
no, it's
good.
kind of funny. Like... It says on the back, recycle, return for a refund where required by the law.
Yeah,
instead of a law.
European thing, I think. Alright, anyway, let's go on to the records here. Alright, so we're talking about Charlie's. I've actually kind of been on a little bit of a Finnish kick, kind of inspired by Greeno, because he's been posting some shit, or talking about some shit. How Spencer's making a funny face. This one's awesome, man. This is a fucking record. It just
tastes like really, really diluted lemon juice.
Kind of, yeah.
I'm not really a fan of it.
Second sip was better.
like that.
That's good. Anyway, Elon Koryu, I think. Harvest Time. It's another Finnish one. And this is a rocker. It's not like the heaviest thing on the planet, but like if you dig like early 70s rockers, like if you've been watching Corey's videos on like his 70s records and been geeking out over those and digging them, this record belongs right up in there. And this is a reissue from probably 2004. So, you know, this isn't really all that hard to find either, but, I mean, all that easy to find either, but it's on the Amber Soundroom label. But look it up on YouTube or something if you can't find it, because it's a really cool record. You know what it kind of reminded me of was Gravedigger by Janis. Yeah, it's a fucking great record. Is that what that record is called, the Janis record? Oh, you wouldn't know. Yeah, here's another one that I played recently. This is the Tear Gas record. This is the second one, actually, and it's a lot heavier. Once upon a time, I had a copy of Piggy Go Getter, and I wrote the band off for a long time because I thought that one was just a boring piece of shit. So, I eventually was persuaded to give this one a chance, and it's not the greatest thing of all time. It's a little on the bluesy side, but, it's overall, it's a very listenable record. It's just cool, and that guy looks kind of funny. And I just noticed, actually, it's produced by, or engineered by the same guy, Tom Allom, or whatever his name is, who produced Judas Priest really poorly for a lot of years.
Show the cover.
That doesn't matter. Fuck it.
I zoomed in for the text and then you shrugged.
Alright, so this one's Total Prog, another Finnish one. This is Tasavallan Presidenti. And I think Jukka Tolonen played with this band. Yeah, he's on this record. So, he's, kind of known. He's like, oh, I don't know, who could I compare him to? You know, as Finnish guitar heroes go, Jukka Tolonen is probably about as high ranking as it gets, okay? So, he made a solo record that I don't have that's really good, but this is just a really good band record, you know what I mean? Like I said, it's Total Prog. This one's a little bit more rockin', a little less precious than, like, Lambertland, and a little more sort of developed and fully baked than the first one. This might be my favorite one, in fact. But, just a cool record, man. And this is a relatively recent reissue. Shouldn't be too hard to find. Because good luck finding a Finnish press. In fact, this label, Svarts, I'll give them a quick plug. They've did some metal shit. They did some Pentagram records and shit. But lately they've been doing a lot of, Finnish obscuros that, you're not going to find otherwise. And they have pretty good distribution. See how they come across that stuff, okay? Alright, here's another rocker. This is a fucking classic right here. Sinister Soldiers by Sorcery. Not to be confused with the Sorcery who did Stunt Rock, this is a different band. But, a sprawling 2-record set. I mean, like, side 1 has 3 songs on it, and so does side 4. And then you have 1 song on side 2, and 2 on side 3. So, you know, long jams, but very heavy. And just a really cool hard rocker from the late 70s when this kind of shit was sort of going out of fashion a little bit. Like, they weren't where Judas Priest was in 78, but they were a lot heavier than what, I don't know about it anymore. They were heavy, alright? Not the heaviest thing ever, and I had to listen to it a few times to get into it. It was a good record. Alright, here we go. This is another one. This was a guilty pleasure, but the older I get, the less guilty I feel. I played this the other day. Fucking Love Hunter by Whitesnake. I still think anything after, or starting with Saints and Sinners On is shit, and I absolutely hate what they were doing later on, but man, these early records are good, you know, blues rock records. And, this record, though, was fucking corny. In fact, I had trouble out here, because I listened to that one recently. Yeah, I listened to this one, and it's funny because Love Hunter has a better reputation, but I think I like Trouble better because this one just really kind of taxes my, my gag reflex. It's, I mean, I really like this record, don't get me wrong, but my god, man, some of the fucking lyrics, like, if there are people around, like, I'm embarrassed, I'm like, I don't want them to know I'm listening to it. It's like one of those where you're like, oh shit, busted, you know what I mean? It's like, well, no, it's not like if you got walked in on listening to Britney Spears. Alright, another one. Corey talked about this one recently. Dead Man by Josephus. This one took me a lot of listens to really get into. I definitely think their cover of Gimme Shelter is kind of superfluous, but I kind of respect them again for, they get the points back for having the balls to do a 17.5-minute title track. So this is a Klimt reissue that of course should be played loud. And yeah, solid. They made one more record too, which is a little more straight ahead than this one. I have it over there, but how am I doing for time?
You are 10 minutes and 39 seconds.
Oh, is that it? I've got another 10 minutes before I get to my average length then. Alright, here's one I've got to talk about because I got this not too long ago for nothing, alright? I like Nectar. I have Journey to the Center of the Eye, which I've had for a long time and loved. I have A Tab in the Ocean, which I've had for a long time and loved. I actually turned on to that one through Iron Maiden's cover of King of Twilight. But starting with Remember the Future, I didn't think it was really as good. And like, I had this record a long time ago, and I just thought it was a piece of crap. Well, then I heard Mr. Scott Waters like talking about it and like raving about this record. How this was, I don't know if he ever said it was his favorite one, but he said he liked it a lot. He had played the hell out of it, and God, look at that back cover, man. It's so ridiculous. But yeah, so I played this, I pulled it out. I got it cheap recently because Scott had hyped it so much. I had to give it another chance, but I wasn't going to pay $20 for it. So I found it for like $2 or something. I think the last time I was in Colombia, maybe. And I played it, didn't really do anything for me again. I mean, I was like, I liked it more than I had in the past, okay? But I didn't go, this is great. I went, this is okay. I guess this is a decent prog record. I put it away. Well, I took it out again a few days ago, and man, I really dig this record a lot. One of the things that really stands out is there's a section in the middle of side one that's like really heavy on the percussion, and I'm not going to make it, I don't want to make it out like it sounds like, you know, Einstürzen and Neubauten or something like that, but it really almost sounds like, you know, pre-industrial shit for a couple minutes there. And this is 1975. Now, overall, this is a total prog record, so again, I don't want to set any false expectations. But these guys were onto something, and it was something good. Alright, so let's bust out another record here. Shit, where'd I put the inner for this thing? Oh, here it is. Like stranded. Yeah, this is a cool reissue. For a Shaddux record, this is really heavy too. It's they tend to put out a lot of shit releases, and they're really expensive. So, but when they hit one on the head, they really tend to hit it pretty hard. I don't think this is the best one, but this is a pretty cool record. Yeah, let's bust this one out though. This is another one. Again, I keep talking about Corey, man, but I've been so into that fucking 70s series he's been doing. We're going to listen to a little bit of A Pound of Flesh by Kane. This is a fucking great record. Look at that label. Like the quality just shines through. First song's called Queen of the Night. How can you argue with that? I mean, come on. And this is really a pretty fucked up cover. Yeah, this one's also 75. It's funny, this is like later 70s than I usually play, but it's just a coincidence. But, yeah, A Pound of Flesh by Kane. That's them. Note the mustache right there, which is awesome.
You know, he has a beard with the mustache, but I think I could make an exception for him.
Oh no, it's too well trimmed. Look at that. I mean, if you're getting pleasure from that mustache, that's fine. I wouldn't take that away from you, but I'm trying to figure out where these guys are from. I thought it was like Ohio, but it says Minneapolis as far as all the like people involved. I
don't know. It's more the facial expression that guy's making. He just kind of looks like he doesn't want to be there.
Alright, this is a really cool, like sort of cosmic psych record. I mean, definitely some prog going on too, because it was already the 70s, but this is a second or third record by Brain Ticket called Psychonaut. And I mean, that cover pretty much tells you what you're in for. It's not that stylized cosmic sound like you hear on like the Cosmic Joker's record, but it's definitely got that sort of spaciness going on in the long jams, and it's a fucking really cool record. And I think they're German, maybe Swiss. I think they're actually Swiss, Green Ticket. I could be wrong. Alright, I pulled this one out to listen to. This first Buffalo Springfield record. And I actually dropped the needle on it because I didn't recognize the title for what it's worth. But as soon as it played for a couple seconds, I realized what song it was. And it's a fucking song I hate so much that I immediately took it off and didn't play the rest of it. So, yeah, so I didn't get anywhere with this record. I think I listened to about 10 seconds of it and decided it was shit. So, I got the thing for like $1 though. It's on the shrink too. Look at this shit. Well, there's that sticker on there, but yeah, I don't know, man. Maybe I'll give it another chance someday, but not this week. Here's another one that's not as good as I was wishing it were. This is Lady Killer by Mouse. And I don't know, I mean, I think that cover's kind of memorable. I was curious about it from the first time I saw it, but this kind of reminded me of like a less edgy version of Roxy Music, except the longer I listened to it, the more it sounded like Skyhooks and less like Roxy Music. And it was just kind of a wimpy record, man. I mean, they're called Mouse, so I guess they're honest with you up front about it, but I don't know, man. I was hoping this would be a kind of a gem, and it's just not. I've had this for a while, too. It's just sort of tucked away. I kind of forgot about it. This, on the other hand, is really cool. This band's Samurai. It's a 2-record set. First of all, look at that fucking cover, man. How can you argue with that shit? But, there's a little bit across the board. There are kind of a lot of different styles. I mean, there's some long, like, progressive-style jams, but this is definitely a rock record. There's some, straight-ahead parts, sort of with the rock, and, yeah, let's see if the gatefold's worth checking out, too. Oh, yeah, look at that, man. There you go. And most of them have Japanese names, but I don't know if this is actually a Japanese band or not, strictly speaking. Alright, let's see what else we've got here. It's been all rock, man. Like 70s rock shit. Here's another cool, heavy one, man. Actually, this is rockin' too, but there's another one that kind of has a 60s vibe, but check that one out. Fucking dust on the sleeve. That's why I keep my shit in plastic. I don't even know how to pronounce that. Tapiman, I guess? Tapiman? Yeah, this is a Spanish one from like 71 or 72. Maybe someone knows more than I do, but it's worth a listen. I don't have a whole lot of Spanish records, actually. It's one country I haven't explored a whole lot, A lot of German and Italian shit. I probably have more Finnish records than I do Spanish ones, when you think of it. Oh, let's see what else I've busted out lately. This one's in the stack, of course. I mean, what do I need to say about Pentagram? Except that this is a later one. Review Your Choices. Definitely, the reworked version of that song is a trip. And this one is probably the most, like, down-tuned sounding of all their records, I mean, it sounds like on songs like The Diver, like, I didn't even know you could get a guitar to fucking play that low. Like, I wonder if it did something. But I don't think you can tune it past C sharp. Yeah, you got a couple old ones here like that. Well, Forever My Queen, Review Your Choices, obviously, and Living in a Ram's Head. But other than that, it's pretty much new stuff. So you played the Stray album. Their second one, Suicide, which I didn't enjoy as much as I was hoping to, but it might have just not hit me right and stuff. I'm not going to dwell on it. Spent a little time with Budgie too, but people talk about Budgie a lot, so this is Never Turn You Back on a Friend. Now, this is unfortunately a reissue because I let my original go a long time ago. There's a cool one though. Subject Esquire. It's a German one with a pretty stark cover. I mean, it's like German prog, you know. When I talk about German prog shit, it has a little more edge, a little bit darker. That's pretty much how this is. This is on the proggier end of that spectrum, though, for sure. It's, you know, it's not as dark as something like Necronomicon or something like that. But, I don't know, man, it's just a cool record. It's from the south of Germany, I think. What?
I'm not doing anything.
Oh, okay, how am I doing for time?
What, 20 minutes?
20? Alright, well, I will do... Alright, I'll do 3 more here. I might have talked about this one before, but this is September. It's the second record by Stud. And aside from the fact that this has a great cover... Okay, here's the deal with this record. I mean, it's a fucking mind-blowing cover, right? And that guy is awesome. But
The third guy looks confused.
They all look good. But here's the thing. This record is nowhere near as heavy as you would expect it to be, based on how it looks, and based on the fact they're called Stud. It's a cool record of, like, decent rock songs. Has a little bit of a southern rock vibe, but it's not like a hard rocker. It's a good record, but it's not like heavy. It's more just like good 70s rock, you know, early 70s. This one I had heard was a heavy rocker. It's really more of a prog rocker, but this is a really cool piece, especially because it's an original. This is a Trettiåriga Kriget, I think, 30 Years War from Denmark, I believe. Yeah, the cover's a little bit water damaged, but this is so hard to find at all on the Epic label. I'm trying to see what information I've got. Pretty much none. I'm pretty sure they're Danish. Someone can tell me otherwise if you want to. And then to bring it all back around, this is a cool record though, worth a listen, especially if you dig prog rock. And just look how cool that is, man. Since we were talking about the French at the very beginning of this, let's just wrap it up with this classic right here. Which is Magma, with their best album title, which is 1001 Degrees Centigrade. I love that. Especially since it says centigrades, because that's correct in French. Yeah, this is a reissue. I used to have an earlier press of it a long time ago. 3 songs on this record, just like long, big epics. I mean, symphonic, but so weird that like it's not really fair to lump it in with other symphonic shit. And of course, I mean, if you're watching my videos, you probably already know this, but Magma is the band that made up their own fucking language. When I first discovered them when I was in high school, I had the lyrics, and I spent a lot of time trying to figure out what language it was. It was a while before, like, I realized. And they actually even fucking translate them, too, is the best part. I mean, it's only one of the songs on here, but here it is in their fucking made-up language, and then they translate it into French, which is handy. You know? So, yeah, so I think I'll leave it there, man. That's some shit that I've been listening to. There's more here. Oh, actually, I should talk about Murphy Blend. But that's a record people don't talk about enough. Another really good prog rock one from Germany. Let's let it go, though, because I don't want the video to get too long. Thanks for stopping by. This gets 1 thumb up, not 2. And Kane gets 2 thumbs up. Alright, until next time.